Hey ladies, this is Mike. I'm over in the CCE division, and just letting you know I'm here. I'm going to help monitor this chat and try and give people links and things like that. But I'll try to defer to you guys as much as possible. But if I see something, I'll let you know.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mike. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Sure. And did I say your name right? Is it Kamita? How do I?
You
I'm
can
sure.
go Kim. You can say
Kim.
Kim.
Okay. All right. Got it. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Good afternoon. I hope you're in the right session today. We're going to start shortly. We're just going to give a few minutes for some of the attendees to join the call, and we'll start shortly. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. This is the Nurse Aide information session where you're going to explore a career in healthcare with caring with confidence. I hope you're in the right session. My name is Eliane, and I am the coordinator for the Nurse Aide program at WaitTech. I'll guide you through our program options, requirements, and how we support your success. We're going to have a space for questions and answers at the end, but please feel free to unmute yourself or just pop it in the chat. Share with us your questions as we go through the presentation. Okay, let's dive into it. So a little bit about us. We're a small department, but we offer a variety of courses. We have an office assistant, a technical assistant, a clinical coordinator, and a program coordinator under the direction of our program director, who is with us on this call. I am going to share a little bit about myself, and I'll give her a chance to share with you as well. I've been part of WaitTech for several years. I have an educational background in healthcare and administration. My goal is to make this program a supportive, hands-on experience that truly prepares the students for patient care careers. Kim, would you like to share a little bit about yourself?
Hey, yes, sorry guys, I am driving, but my name is Kim Smith. You'll probably see it listed as Kamitha Smith, but I am Kim Smith, and I've been a nurse about 30 years. I have a passion for nurse aides because I started as a nurse aide. I've been with Wait Tech as an instructor, adjunct instructor for the nurse aide for about 20 years. And I just recently, it's been about a year and a few months that I've been the program director. So we, like Ms. Eliana said, we are excited to assist you in your career goals in the medical field.
Thank you. Okay, and here I have added our contact information, so you can email us at nurseaide@waittech.edu or call us at 919-747-0120. Our WaitTech page is nurseaide.waittech.edu, and it has mostly of the information that you're going to need. If you are familiar with it, I highly encourage you to visit it very often to see our offerings. All right. So today we're going to go over our program overview, course options and requirements, clinical requirements and compliance, career pathways, student support and next steps, and of course we're going to have a space for you to ask questions and get to interact with us. What is the Nurse Aide program? Our Nurse Aide program gives you the foundation to work directly with patients and gain real clinical confidence. Um, at Wait Tech, we provide personal care and basic nursing skills, communicate effectively with patients. We also teach you to build confidence in clinical settings, and we prepare you to take the North Carolina Nurse Aide state exam. As you might be aware of, the nurse aide term is also referred as certified nursing assistant or CNA. So that's the terminology that we use in the field. We have several options. We're going to go over a little bit in detail over all of them. We offer foundational, bilingual, refresher, and advanced levels. So our Nurse A1 level has 168 hours and prepares the students to provide personal care and basic nursing skills with a focus on the aging process, patient rights, nutrition, safety, communication, and end-of-life care. Upon completion, students can take the NC Nurse Aide 1 Skills Test exam, which is administered by Credentia. Our Nurse Aide 1 bilingual course, it has the same curriculum as the Nurse Aide 1. It's also 168 hours, but it has a Spanish language support available for those students who need it. So the class is taught completely in English. The theory, the exams, the lecture, the labs, clinical, all of it is taught in English. However, there will be a Spanish language support from the instructor. So if you are in an ESL or EFL course, this course is recommended for levels 5, 6, or higher, not lower. We want you to be successful once you complete the course, and the test is going to be administered in English. And then when you get into the workforce, you're also going to have to communicate in English. We also have a Nurse A1 refresher, which is only 48 hours, and it's designed to review the Nurse A1 core content and prepare eligible individuals for the NC Nurse A1 state exam. Um, in there, we will go over the requirements shortly to be able to take the class. But just so you know, you have to have the basics. It's a refresher, so you are supposed to have taken the Nurse A 1 first. And then we have Nurse Aid 2, which is 190 hours and prepares the students to perform more complex nursing skills across various healthcare settings. So you have advanced training, which includes SRI techniques, wound and tracheostomy care, respiratory procedures, catheterization, irrigation, and ostomy care. Kim, do you want to add anything that I've missed?
No, you great job.
Okay, thank you. So we understand that our students are balancing work, family, and other commitments. So that's why we offer flexible schedules, including day, evening, and weekend options. Depending on how often your class meets and your availability, you can finish your nurse training in as little as 2 months or take as longer as you need. We have two formats for our classes. They can either be seated, so they're traditional classes. Everything is in person. You have to come to class. And then we also have a blended option, which you have to come to class every single day that's on your schedule. However, you're going to have assignments due online. The blended courses tend to be faster, and they are recommended for those students who have the technical skills to do assignments at home. Our classes have three components: lecture, lab, and clinical rotations, and they build on each other. In lecture, you learn the theory, and lab, you're practicing those skills. Once you pass the final exam, then you can move on into the clinical rotations. So you're going to go to those facilities with your instructors and get hands-on experience. We offer our courses, our three main locations: Perry Health Sciences, Public Safety Education Campus, and the Scott Northern Way Campus. And we also have the Vernon Malone College and Career Academy, which is for high school students. Again, our classes can be during the day, during the night. We do have an option Fridays and Saturdays, so that's a weekend option. Attendance is extremely important. To be able to complete the course, you must meet for a certain number of hours. So dismissal will be enforced should you miss more than 8 hours of class or 8 hours of clinical. And it will depend on your schedule, but typically it is 1 or 2 days of class. Okay? Questions so far? All right, we'll keep going. So our courses are in the non-degree program. So our admissions requirements differ from those for curriculum courses. For Nurse A1, you only have to be 16 and a half by the first day of class. So you could register before you're 16 and a half, but on that first day when you come to class, you must be 16 and a half. For our Nurse A1 refresher, you have to have an expired NC or out-of-state Nurse A1 listing within the last 5 years with no substantiated findings. I'm sorry. Graduates of the Nurse Aid program within the past 5 years in the state or out of state. So let's say you took the class, but you never got the chance to take the exam. You can take the Nurse A1 refresher and then sit for the exam. Current Nurse A1 listing holders from another state, not substantiated findings, military personnel with corpsman training, or individuals who have completed the RN, LPN, or higher level of healthcare training. Although it is not required, we do recommend students take a medical terminology course if they are not familiar with the healthcare lingo. It will certainly help set a stronger foundation for your educational healthcare journey. We also offer those here at the college. Please note you will need to present your social security card for the state exam. You will be able to take the class without, at least for the Nurse A1, without showing your social security card, but you will not be able to sit for the credential skills exam without it. So it is one of the requirements for you to take the state exam. Okay, clinical requirements. Clinical rotations are the highlight of our program. Waytech partners with local healthcare facilities to offer you a hands-on experience where classroom learning becomes real-world practice. We have partnership with hospitals, long-term care facilities, retirement homes, you name it. Accordingly, we must also follow the facility's admission requirements. We use a third-party vendor, Castle Branch, which you see over here, to help you gather and manage all your clinical documentation. Here I have put together a list of all the documentation. I know it's small, but I'll just point a few. And what it's important is that you need to submit all those documents by the deadline. And that will be provided to you once you register for the class. So you have to follow those mandatory due dates. And then you will have to purchase a Castle Branch account and then complete. Sí, dame un segundito y te respondo al final de la clase. ¿Ok? Dame un segundo, déjame terminar y les respondo en español. So you will have to purchase the Castle Branch account, complete the drug test, complete a background check, complete the to-do list noted in the compliance tracker. And here's the website if you want to navigate it. So among the clinical requirements are the background check, the drug test, the vaccination list. Well, you need to provide your flu shots, your MRM. Kim, do you want to jump in and share some of those details?
Yeah. Yeah, so what Eliana was essentially saying, the tuition is one price. Castle Branch is going to be another price. Like she said, that's our third party vendor. And every student who is going to clinical must have all of this documentation. So all your vaccinations, mostly these are your childhood vaccinations. So if you have a hold of your vaccines, your MMR, your measles, your MMR, measles, rubella, all of those childhood ones. In addition, you will need TB tests. You can either do the quantiferum gold, which is one vaccine, or you can do a two-step. And a two-step is you're going to the doctor a total of 4 times getting a TB test. It's less expensive, but it's going to the doctor 4 times. You will need a CPR. With the American Heart Association, you need a healthcare CPR. You will need a physical. Castle Branch has the Weight Tech physical form built into Castle Branch. You will print it out and you will take it to your doctor, and they will say yes, they're capable of doing clinical rotations and taking care of patients, or whatever they put on there. But that form, you can't just go to the doctor and get any form. It has to be on a Weight Tech form. Back to the lab and the drug test and the background. Once you pay that $119 to Castle Branch, it automatically is going to do a background check for you. And then they'll give you a slip and they'll send you to go get your urine drug screen. And it has to be at a place that Castle Branch sent you. You can't go off site anywhere. Most of the clinical documentation are due 2 weeks before you go to clinical. And as Eliane mentioned, it's in your schedule. You won't know what that schedule is and that deadline is until you've registered for a class and have the date. That's
Yes.
it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, how Kim was saying, this is a separate purchase, but it is required for you to go to clinical. I do have a slide for the CPR because it's very important that you have your CPR certification before you go to clinical. So it is the AHA-BLS for healthcare providers CPR, also called the BLS provider with the AHA heart logo. Only this specific card will be accepted. All other types of CPR cards will be rejected. The course must be taken through an AHA authorized vendor, such as WaitTech, other community college offerings, some private AHA authorized vendors, but the certification cannot be from the Red Cross. The course cannot be fully online and it must include a hands-on skills test. So that information I put separately because it's important. You will have time once you join the class. If you have not gotten it, you will have time to take the class. It's typically 1 or 2 days, and we offer several of them throughout the year. So you will have a chance to take it within WaitTech if you choose to. Let's see. Okay, compliance expectations. Professionalism and reliability are key to success in healthcare. The nurse aid field is built on professionalism and reliability. During class and clinicals, we expect students to model the same standards they'll use as a healthcare professional. These habits from attendance to communication are key to your success. So we expect from you attendance and punctuality, follow the dress and hygiene protocols, respectful communication, health and safety compliance, and of course, be proactive. And when we talk about proactive, we're talking about Castle Branch, we're talking about your documentation. It is important that you have all of your documents in place before clinicals. If 2 weeks before clinical, your paperwork has not been approved, you will get dismissed from the program and you won't be able to continue because you are going into the real world. You're going into getting in these facilities and be in touch with patients, with real patients. So there are policies and there are procedures that we must follow. Okay, so what are your career pathways if you take the nurse aid? program. So you could go from Nurse A1 to Nurse A2. You could be a practical nursing. You could get to the registered nursing. If you're interested in our nursing or sonography respiratory degree programs at the college, just to mention a few, you will also be required to take the Nurse Aide course as a prerequisite. Nurse Aide is a pathway that grows with you. Each step opens new doors. And I mean, when you take the class, if you discover your passion for patient care, there are several ways for you to advance in your career. Some job outlook and opportunities. Healthcare employers across North Carolina are actively hiring nurse aides. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that employment of nursing assistants will grow about 8% from 2020 to 2023, which is past and it has double since. And it's faster than the average of all occupations. This credential opens immediate employment opportunities with experience. You can advance quickly. It is a high in demand at hospitals, clinics, and long-term cares. There's competitive pay for skilled nurse aides, and there's opportunity for growth and specialization. So once you pass the exam, there a lot of opportunities for hiring. Um, one of the one of the pride that we take in the program is that we try to connect you with seeking employers, so we can connect you with that job out of the door. So once you pass the exam, there's an opportunity for you to start working. So Wake Tech is committed to student support, from academic help to financial resources and career guidance. So you'll have a team of people cheering you on throughout the journey. And on the academic support, we have libraries on each campus. We have individualized learning groups. We have technology assistants. So I've listed some of them, but the most important one is we do have an open lab on campus at North and Public Safety. So it is like a free tutoring center for you to practice your skills while you're in class, or as long as you go through the program, you can come and practice your skills by yourself with an instructor by your side to give you guidance so you can ace that exam and get your credential. We also have career services to help you with job connections, like I was saying. We have the care center, which can support you with food insecurity, student management, help you manage your finances. And we have a financial assistance department. So if you need help um, with financial assistance, they'll have scholarships. So they'll pay for your tuition. Um, and that's their contact information if you need it, their email and their phone number. I'm trying to think. We have a lot of resources on campus. If you need a technology assistance, you can loan a laptop from the library or hotspot, or you can apply and get a a laptop for yourself to take home. There are channels for qualification, but there are opportunities. If you're really in need, there's support for you. Kim, did I miss anything?
No, covered a lot.
Okay. So we're going to the fun now. So I know what it is. I know where it can get me. I know about the college, but how do I get started? So the process is very simple. Since we are non-degree courses, you do not need to be a WATEC student or apply to the college to take a nurse aid course. There are several community registration methods. The preferred one is to do it through our website because it's more convenient, and you pay using a credit card or a debit card. It's online. We're gonna go through it. The second option is you can visit one of our registration offices. We have multiple locations. You will come in person to either the South, North, RTP, Perry Health, Western Wake, Public Safety, or the Bedline Education Center in person. You will come to the registrar's office, and it's open during the week from 8 to 5 p.m. And then the third option, which is the less recommended because our classes are in high demand, you will pretty much fill out a form and mail it with a check inside to the registrar office. By the time that form will get to the registrar's office, probably there will be no seats available, so I do not recommend that one. But if you cannot come to campus and you cannot access it online, there is a way to do it. So I want to show, oh, something I have here that I'd like to share. So if you are under age of 18, you cannot register online and you must register in person. For that, you will have to come to our nurse aid office at the Scott Northern Way campus. We are in building E, suite 135, and then you could register in person. I would recommend calling our office before you come in just to make sure the person that does the registration is in and can support you. But that is required if you are underage. You won't be able to do it online. So I want to show you really quick. And I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So as I was saying, the best way to see our course offerings is going into our website is nurseaid.waitech.edu. Here's our website. We have our location, what our program is, our open lab information. We have information about Castle Branch. We also have an orientation video. So if you have further questions, it is a detailed orientation of how to use and create your account. We also have here the link to the scholarship for financial assistance. And here we have the courses, the course offerings. So when you come in here, you can click on this green button under details. It will tell you more what the class is about. It will tell you which days of the week, what time, when is your first day of class, what is needed. All of that is here once you click on that details. As you can see, this class over here has 0 seats. So this class is full. So you won't be able to register. However, you see the difference in here. So this is a nurse A1. You have several options here. Once you see this button here that says register, that's when you can register online. That's when there's seats available. So right now there's a seat available on this class that started yesterday at the Perry Health Sciences. And then once you click here, you can see it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. at night, right? So these are my clinical dates. This is when my clinical paperwork is due, so when my Castle Branch documentation is due, when I don't have classes, the dates that I might need to be available if I need to make up some dates because of inclement weather. Here's the information to purchase your Castle Branch. So all of that is under that little button right there. We have some openings. So that was at Perry Health. This is at Public Safety. This starts in January until April. Same thing. This one is a day class, Monday and Wednesday from 8 to 2:30. This one says where you're going for clinical. So this is the facility where you're going to go practice. And so forth. Same here. Here's North class. We're currently building sections, so you're going to see more offerings. Here's our bilingual which is common, and then our nurse aid too. So the classes are posted under, and that's how you can tell if a class is available or not. Then here at the top, you have a link for each main course. So for our nurse aid, if you click there, you're going to get more detail about the course. So you're going to get all the information, how many hours, what is required. Here's your nurse aid one syllable, which is gonna, the syllabus is important because it tells you all in detail what you need to know before day one. Um, and if I just click on it, it's a PDF document with all the main information for the class. So all of that is available to you on our website. And here you have more scholarship information. So it's the same for Nurse Aid 1 refresher, should be the same. Here's the syllabus, same thing. And our Nurse Aid 2, which we have one running. Our Nurse Aid 2 typically runs for a longer period of time because it's 190 hours. Those hours are set by the state. You need to complete those hours to be able to sit for the exam. So we have to ensure that you meet those hours for the course. Okay. Any questions so far? All right, let me see if I can bring back my PowerPoint. All right, so I've been speaking nonstop. So we got to the end of the presentation. I want to allow enough time for us to answer any questions you may have. So here is a summary of our program. We have 4 course offerings: Nurse Aid 1, Nurse Aid 1 Bilingual, Nurse Aid 1 Refresher, Nurse Aid 2. You can find all of the details about our courses on our nurseaid.waitech.edu webpage. Here's our contact information: nurseaid@waitech.edu, 919-747-0120. And just remember that your future in healthcare starts here. All right, so I am going to open the floor for questions. I do speak Spanish, so if you have questions in Spanish, I can address them as well. So, what is going to say for high school students 16 years old? So if the student goes through the CCP program, I believe it is free through the CCP program. If they do take them by themselves, like you pay for the class, it is $300. Kim?
Yes, it's three. You're correct. They can go through their high school and just get it totally taken care of. And when you take it under the CCP, it is a credit. You would have to, that's part of your schedule. It's good and complicated with that. It's part of your schedule. And if for some reason you get to a certain spot in there and you're like, okay, this is not what I thought, I don't want to get out of it, you would have to withdraw, and then there will be a hole in your schedule. So you got to think about that. And if you take it outside of CCP, it's $300 for the tuition, $119 for the Castle branch, and then any other fees associated that you might need, such as your TB test, your CPR, scrubs. So I tell folks to think about spending probably, around for about $450-$500, which, Wait Tech has been one of the least expensive ways to get your nurse aid. A lot of these programs are charging you almost $1,500 just to take it, and they're not really guaranteeing a lot. But yes.
Good question. And let's see. Let's see. The next one says, if I'm 15 now, when is the soonest I can do this? And I can do it during the high school day. Um, I think you answered the high school day question, Kim, right? I mean,
Well, with the high school day, the only high school CCP day that we have is through Vernon Malone, but we are working with the CCP program to potentially get an instructor who's willing to have some CCP students to come over and take a day class. It's a little bit complicated with that because you guys only have like 3 hours of your time during the day and you got to get back to class. So I will be working with Elvin James and some of those other folks so that I can hire somebody who's willing to do like a 3 hour, because that's basically what it is. Your CCB program runs 2 semesters, fall and spring. And that and then you're out when the school's out when Wake Tech. So it's just having the instructor. Right now, our CCPs are in the evening. 4 hours, evening, 2 days a week.
mhm. Yeah. So, and if you're 15 now, you can go through the CCP program if you want to, and on your own, you'll have to wait until probably next year you're 16 and a half to take the class.
I think they have to do it 16 and a half with CCP, Eliana. I think so.
Also,
I think so. We'll clarify that with
mhm.
them, but I want to say Miss Lucy has been talking to a lot of them. They have to be 16 and a half
By the time the class begins.
by the time the class, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's take another one here. Kenia, el curso no es en español. La profesora habla español y te puede ayudar si tienes preguntas. Ella te puede responder en español, pero todo el contenido, todas las prácticas se enseñan en español, I mean, en inglés, porque el examen, cuando lo vayas a hacer en el estado, es en inglés. Y para conseguir un trabajo tienes que hablar inglés. Entonces te estamos preparando para que puedas realmente pasar el examen y puedas empezar a trabajar. So, esa es la idea del programa. Si estás en una clase de ESL o de EFL, si estás en un nivel 5 o un nivel 6, puedes tomar la clase. Te va a ser difícil, pero lo vas a poder hacer. Si tienes un nivel de inglés más bajo que ese, no te lo recomendamos. Vas a tener que salirte porque va a ser muy difícil. Vinaya, what is the total cost including enrollment to Castle Branch and everything required, including tests? So,
I put it down here. It's in the chat.
thank you. You mentioned a medical terminology class would be helpful. What class is recommended? Medical terminology, we have one on our Ally Health programs. It's just medical terminology. It's not a level 1 or 2, is it, Kim?
Not for just the regular those that go to CCP programs, just so you'll know, in your high school CCP, they'll have a medical terminology 121 and 122. That is a requirement for them. Anybody else that's coming in, it's very helpful for you to take that online class. It's online, it's one class, but it really helps you understand, like Eliana said, the lingo that medical professionals use. It used to be taught within the nurse aide, but they pulled that out and they're just having its own class.
Yeah. Thank you, Kim. For the Nurse one, the dates show from January to April and January to June at the other location. Does that mean that the completion will take 4 to 6 months at these locations, or can we complete it earlier? So it all depends on the schedule. Remember, you have to complete 168 hours, which is like, we're talking about Nurse A1, right? So depending on how many days and hours you meet, that's how long it's going to take. We have classes during the day that meet for 6 to 8 hours. The class will finish in 2 to 3 months, versus
Mhm.
the other ones that meet twice a week for 3 or 4 hours is going to take, of course, 5 to 6 months because you have to complete those hours. So it's all going to depend on the schedule. So when you're looking for classes, make sure you click on that details button, and it's going to tell you how many hours, how many dates, if it is day, if it is evening, you're going to be meeting before you register for the class. That's a good question. Thank you, Kim, for putting that in there. Um,
Yeah. All right. Let me turn on my camera.
Sí, lamentablemente sé poco inglés, pero mi deseo es estudiar. Muy bien, Kenia. Te aconsejo que veas por el programa de ESL o de EFL. Trabaja en tu inglés y cuando lo tengas un poquito, vamos a continuar abriendo clases. De hecho, tengo una que va a empezar en enero 21. Todavía no ha salido en el website, pero va por ahí. Ahí estamos. Y entonces... la vas a poder tomar. Nomás dale un poquito al inglés porque sí lo vas a necesitar. Si no, te va a ir mal en la clase y vas a perder tu dinero. Thank you, Kim. Ingrid,
Yes, hi,
hi.
Miss Ileana,
Mhm.
and I'm here for information about the Nurse one.
Okay.
I hear that you told to it's a flexible schedule.
Mhm.
That's good. Can get afternoons and night.
Yes. So actually, most of our classes are during the evening. So typically we have 5 to 9 or 5:30 to 9:30, 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the schedule again. So
Mm,
if you're working during the day, you can make it during the evening. One thing I want to clarify, if your class is during the day, your time might change when you go to clinical. So let's say your class is from 8 a.m. to 2:30. When it comes to clinical, it's going to be 6:30 to 3 because you are trying to get 8 hours during the day. So if
oh,
you're taking the class during the day, just plan for, the days you're meeting. It's going to be still a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? But your
mm,
hours are going to change. So plan for blocking those days off for your class, versus the evening classes is the same time constantly. So if you're meeting 5:30 to 9:30, Monday and Wednesday is going to be the same schedule from the beginning to the end. So you
mm.
you have to pay attention to the schedule before you sign up for the class.
Okay, good. And I already take medical terminology
Okay.
and let's see, and the beginning of the year.
At the beginning of the year. Okay. So you're taking medical terminology at the beginning of the year. That's great. And if your English is good, you could, probably take, if you would like some Spanish support, you could take the bilingual course, which will start in January, and I believe it runs until mid-June, because that one meets during the evening twice a week. Um, and you will have that foundation to help you go through the program. But like I said, we are going to continue to post courses. So you're going to see those coming. Yes, Ingrid.
Yeah, I'm sorry, entered the call in a switch. I've used my cell phone right now,
Okay.
and okay, and they is very flexible. The schedule is nurse one or
Mm.
is I hear today another is nurse I forgot caring.
Oh, okay. Caring with confidence. Yes, that's
Yeah.
that's our Nurse Aid program. So we have Nurse Aid one bilingual, Nurse Aid one refresher, and then Nurse Aid two. We're working on having another offering, but that's to come. So those are the main classes we offer, and we say it's flexible because if you need a class during the day, we have it. If you need a class during the evening, we have it. If
Oh,
you need a class during the weekend, we have it. So depending on your schedule and of course availability, you're going to find the one that meets your needs.
and this is I take in 2020 personal care aid,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
I get twice online and twice in person in the laboratory.
Mm.
Eh,
Our classes are totally in person. The ones that are blended, the only difference is that you will be doing module assignments during the weekend. So you have due dates for your online assignments. However, you have to come to lecture, you have to come to lab, you have to come to clinical. You have to complete those hours in person. Those are faster because part of your assignment and your homework makes up for the some of the theory that you will otherwise do in a traditional class. Like you will spend 2 to 3 hours just going through the documentation in a traditional class versus the blended one, you will do 2 hours with the instructor and then 2 hours at home, but you are coming to campus every single day.
Oh,
Your attendance is imperative. If you miss more than 8 hours of lab or class or 8 hours of clinical, you will get dismissed from the program and you will be given an NG grade, which means no grade. So you have no refund, you have no say in. It's part of the program because if you do not complete those hours, you will not be able to sit for the state exam. And again, our classes are designed to help you pass the state exam. That's our goal. We want you to pass that exam so you can go and practice in a North Carolina facility as a nurse aide. That's the
perfect.
goal. Okay?
Mm. Thank you so much for the information.
You're very welcome.
And Eliana, I'm trying to answer as much quick as I can with these questions coming in the chat, so you could look at my response. So,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let me take a look. Can you be enrolled for prereqs and still take the nurse aide coursework? Yes. Did you get that one?
yeah, I did that. Yeah,
This will
I
depend on your
answered most
schedule.
of them.
Okay, study and go class. Thank you. For LPM and RN, do we need
I've
nurse
answered
A1?
that
And
one. I've
thank
answered
you.
that one.
So our Nurse A2 course is an advance, so to advance your skills. So once you are in the field and you want to get a promotion or you want to go into a more in-depth understanding of your role, that's what the Nurse A2 is. Good afternoon. I do have questions. Is showing the Nurse A1 course available in
I
January?
answered that one too.
You did. Okay.
That we were having a glitch in the system, guys, for that one that's showing all those seats. So if
Mm-hmm.
you have to have it and you want it, by the time it gets fixed, we're thinking it's going to be fixed tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to open up. Our classes don't stay long. I mean, they go like chocolate chip cookies. I mean, they are gone. So if you got to have it, you need to get up tomorrow and go in person if you still can't register.
Yes. Either north or south, you can register in person the faster. Our Bedline Education Center too. The other locations you can register to, but these are the locations that have more experience with workforce students. Um, Provide the link or guide to how to register for the course. So we need to get that done prior to the nurse day. On English. Okay. So you are not required to take the class prior to the nurse aid class. We just recommend it so you are in a better position when you take the course because you're going to learn the lingo of the healthcare field. It's going to be like the foundation for everything else. So it's not required, but it's there. I will post the link um, in the chat. The Propel program available? Yes, the Propel program is available for this course for Nurse A1, Nurse A2, Nurse A Bilingual, and I believe Nurse A1 Refresher too. So the Propel program is scholarship is available for all of our Nurse A programs. What is the estimated starting pay for nurse aides? Kim, do you
I
want to
put
take
it.
that one? Oh, you
I
you
put it
took
in
it.
the chat. Mhm.
Oh, you did take
Girl,
it.
I'm
I
on
did.
it. I'm putting it.
I see. I see. Okay. This is an estimated salary range. Okay. Pay ranges more depending on the place. This is an approximate cost. Yes, I would say a lot of A lot of places are doing bonus hiring because they're in such a need that they're giving you an incentive to get on board. And they are actually offering you to pay for you to go to school and get more educated and advance in your career. So those are some of the advantages that you could take from working in the field. What are the hours for the course? So the hours for the course depend on the schedule. Typically, we have during the day 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Again, time changes when the clinical rotation comes. 6:30 to 3, depending. During the evening, we do have 5 to 9, 5:45 to 9:45, 5:30 to 9:30. Um, I feel like those are our set times, right, Kim?
Yes.
Um, how can we check on our status of our scholarship application? Who do I speak to regarding it? So for your scholarship application, you will have to contact the word WCE Resources Department. Here's their contact information is WCE Resources at waytech.edu. And then they have a phone number as well where you can leave a voice message if you cannot get a hold on anybody. They're the ones that are gonna let you know. Um, After the nurse aid program, can you begin to work and then pursue RN, or do we have to do LPN first? That's a key question.
That so it depends if on if you get into the program. So what I would recommend is go ahead and start working on your prerequisites. If you are interested in the nursing program, there's prerequisites with LPN or RN. Work on those. Your AMPs, your Englishes, your microbiologies, your medical terminology. There is going to be a list. Knock those out because a lot of these nursing programs have what you call a point system. The more you get done prior to getting in there, and then you got to have a tease. So to answer, you don't have to do an LPN first to do an RN. You can go straight to do an RN.
Okay. Yeah, and if it is within the college, I highly recommend you meet with an advisor so they can tell you exactly which courses you need to get in the program. It's a very competitive program. Um, and nurse aid is one of the prerequisites. Um, is it possible to finish the course from your life to send them? Yes, if you get in one of our summer classes. So those are in high demand. We're actually working on them, and so far we have a few that are going to be posted. Something I didn't show you guys. If you go on the website and you're interested in a course and it's not available, you can hit the Waytech Notify Me service. And if you click there, it's going to ask you just for your name and your email address, and that info comes to us. So every time we post a class, we will send you an email letting you know, hey, we just posted something. We know you're interested in this course. We just posted something. So you get a notification to that email address that you provided. So you can get notified once those go live. Again, once we make them live, sometimes we have some technical glitch issues like today that we were hoping we could show you how it works. But for the most part, you can register online. And we are available, so you can just email us or call us. We'll try to address your questions as much as we can. Any other questions? These are really good questions, actually.
Yes. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Um, So once you hit register for the courses online, you would just be prompted into our self-service system. You will select the course, put in your information, and just pay online and get registered for the course. It's a really intuitive process. It's telling you step by step once you log in. Can 60-year-old apply for scholarships outside of CCB program and pay directly?
I'm thinking 16 and a half since you have to be 16 and a half to take our classes. But that would be a Propel question for them. If you're taking our class and Propel is Nurse Aid is one of those classes that will give out scholarships. Propel will give out scholarships. So I would ask Propel.
Okay. So we are currently building classes for the spring semester. Spring semester begins in January, so most of the classes will begin in January. We have a bunch of them, which will be beginning in January. Some of them will last 2, 3 months, others will last 4 or 5. It depends on how many hours you're meeting. Do we need to submit prior education prior to starting? No, you do not need to have a high school diploma. You do not need a GED, anything. You just pay for the class and you show up on the first day. It's very easy to get in, no requirements. The only thing that we emphasize is you will need a social security card when you take the state exam. We don't need it. It's not for us. You can take our class, but once you finish the class, you will need it to be able to take the exam, the state exam. How much is the course? Our Nurse A1 is, okay, let's go back. So Kim,
It's up here. I put it in the chat. I'm gonna copy it and paste it again down here.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
There we go.
Perfect. Yeah. Castle Branch and any other expenses are just CBR physical immunizations. And scrubs, we do have some available for those who can wear them. If not, you will have to get scrubs as well. But
Yeah.
those are only needed for clinical rotations. Like the other class lab, you could wear comfortable clothing to come to campus. You do not need to wear scrubs. Any other questions? You're welcome. You're very welcome. Well, we hope you have learned. Is there a wait list? Um, we do not have a wait list. What we use is the notify me list, and that's why we tell students to fill it out, because what we do is we send an email out, and then once it's out, everybody has it, so they go in and register. Our classes do get filled quickly. If a class doesn't fill within 2 days, I get worried. That's how it is. It's they fill up really quickly. Something I want to emphasize, and this happened, our bilingual class is just as a Nurse A1 course. The only difference is that the instructor speaks Spanish, so can assist those who need assistance in Spanish. What that means is if you do not speak Spanish, you can take the class. You will succeed in the class. Both instructors speak English and the whole class will be taught in English. I want to emphasize that because we have had so many questions about that. Any other questions? Okay, well, if there's no other questions, I thank you all for being here. Thank you for those questions. I'm glad for the participation. I hope this helped a little bit. And remember, you can call us or email us. We're here to support you, and we hope to have you in one of our classes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.